551. Yes. So the Hawthorne is 551 square feet, and the Juniper is 632 square feet. So those are the smallest apartments. And then the medium-sized one is the Laurel, and that's the picture that we're showing on this page. That's the living room of the Laurel. The Laurel is also a one-bedroom, but it has a den. So if you're looking at that picture, it's kind of hard to tell, but on the right-hand side, just before that bookshelf, you can see there's a little door there, and that goes to the den. So people use that either as an office, TV room. One of our residents has it set up, actually it might be at this apartment, as a dining room. It could be a second bedroom, it's whatever. So it's not a bedroom because it doesn't have a closet, but it is an extra space. And again,
I would think that she would like a floor plan like that.
Okay, the Laurel? Okay,
yes.
Great. Yeah, it's a nice, medium-sized, the next two sizes are 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. Sometimes that can be too much for one person, so that is a nice kind of medium-sized apartment. So let's focus on that one. So then you'll see for the Laurel, and the square footage on that, let me tell you what that is. I think it's 816. Let me check here. Yes, that's 816 square feet. And I can, when we're done, I can mail you or email you the floor plan for that one as well, so you have a better picture of it. So the monthly fee for that apartment is $3,191, and then you can look below and it'll say this monthly fee includes, and it tells you everything that's included. So a complimentary continental breakfast. So that's it's minimal, but it's something. It's a muffin, piece of fruit, coffee, tea, things like that. We do take care of any repairs, interior and exterior. So we provide all of the major appliances. So if something was to go wrong, she would just give us a call. We'll come and we'll repair or replace that. All of the utilities are included except for cable, telephone, and internet if she uses internet. So telephone, it can be a landline, it can be a cell phone, whatever. And then cable, she can get that through us, and it is a discounted rate through us, and that is 60. Let me look here. I want to say it's 67. Yeah, that's $67 per month, and we call it senior friendly TV. There's over 100 channels. What we've done is we've just gotten rid of like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and the kids channels, but all the other channels, news, movies, cooking, sports, all that is history channels. It's actually a really nice collection of cable stations. And then scheduled transportation. Does she still drive?
No.
Okay. All right. So that will be helpful then to have somebody be able to take her to and from doctor's appointments. So it's scheduled transportation. I always like to make the distinction between that and on demand. So she wanted to go to the Colony Plaza. It's not meant for that. It's for things, doctor visits. Now we do schedule times every week to go to like Wegmans, Walmart, Giant Eagle, the mall. And then on Wednesdays, we do fun things. We'll go, we've gone to a couple different wineries. We've gone to Chautauqua. We went to Sarah's, did a drive around the beach. We do, fun things like that. Is she pretty social, or does she keep more to herself?
She's very social. Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah, that'll be great. She'll do really well here. We have lots of things going on inside the community and outside of the community. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, we had the brass section of the Erie Philharmonic playing a concert in our parking lot. So we had chairs lined up in the parking lot. The the brass section kind of surrounded the residents. We served mimosas, and it was really nice.
Now, was it out in the parking lot because of COVID, or?
Yes, we don't have. There are quite a few people from the Philharmonic that were here, and we do have a larger space, but with that loud sound, and it's a big space, but it's not that big. It would be uncomfortable for the residents to, be inside with that many brass players. So the Philharmonic offered to come and kind of set up in the parking lot. But we are gathering to a certain extent, in person together. It just kind of depends on, what the event is. And sometimes we're doing 2 sessions, so we can still spread out. We're still, trying to follow the COVID guidelines, but almost everybody here has been, as far as residents, has been vaccinated. Anybody who wanted a vaccination got one here. So, but just, serving the population that we do, we still have to be, conscious and still be following some of those guidelines. But yeah, it was a fun event. And then we do have nursing on site, so if somebody has an emergency, they just push either a wearable piece, kind of a pendant. There's a button in the bathroom, and then there's a button on the wall on the living room. It doesn't show in this picture. And that's our emergency response system. And we also have 24-hour security here, so that's all included. And then the other important thing that we offer is priority access to personal care and skilled care. So that's Oakview Personal Care, so that's what we talked about. That is in the main building. So our main building houses 124 residential apartments. These are the Hawthorne, Juniper, Laurel, Magnolia, Maple. And then down a different wing, but still connected, is is Oakview. And we have 34 apartments there. And then just across the driveway from Oakview is Forest View, and that's our healthcare center. So the understanding is, or the assumption is, that somebody moving here in residential living, we know over time, as you're kind of experiencing now, things will change, and we want to be here for those transitions. And our residents who are in our residential or independent apartments are a higher priority to us than anybody else that wants to be here. So anybody, kind of knocking on our door from outside of the community, they are not given the high priority that residents have. So if we only have one apartment in Oakview, the resident is going to get that over, somebody from the outside. And same thing for Forest View. Now, at Forest View, we do 3 different things there. We have short-term rehab. So if somebody has, like a hip replacement or knee replacement or stroke or something like that, and they just need a few weeks to kind of get better, then that happens there. We have therapy, a great therapy department. They work with them there. We also have long-term care. And then we have a memory support neighborhood called the Woodlands. So what I'll send you, we'll have all of that information. So when we're done, I'll send you our electronic brochure, and I'll have a map and I'll have everything that we're talking about here.
Great.
Let's see what else. So we talked about priority access. Residents control their heating and air conditioning. There is an additional storage unit, and then we also provide the washer and dryer. So each apartment has its own washer and dryer, which is
that's
wonderful.
great.
Residents love that. Yes, yeah. And then we also have, like I said, it's a fully appliance kitchen, but we also have a dining room where we offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. So residents have the option of doing really whatever they want. They can go out to eat if they want to. They can eat in our dining room. They can cook something in their apartment. It's totally up to them. So there's not a fixed meal plan where they have to eat so many meals per day or per month here at Spring Hill. We've created a more flexible dining plan plan. It's called Dining Dollars, and it's a lot like a college meal plan, where residents can put a couple $100 on this dining account, and then when they go to the dining room and they purchase lunch or dinner or whatever they spend comes out of that account. They get a receipt and they'll say, "Oh, I have this much money left," and when it gets low, they can just put more money on it. That gives them a 10% discount on their food and beverage. So it's really nice because it just gives them the flexibility to do what they want, to order what they want. So it's not, it's like going to a restaurant. You get a menu and you just order, if you just want dessert, then you just get dessert. You just want soup and salad, you just do that. If you want the whole meal, you can do that too. So a la carte options as well as the full meal. So it's just a lot of flexibility that residents are really happy with.
So the service fee doesn't include any meals?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right.
That's correct. And then on our campus, available to the residents, we have our library. There are a couple computers in there. There's a hair salon. We have a chapel. We have our fitness center and an indoor aquatic center. And in the brochure, you'll see a picture of that. We just completed that. It's only been open for about 9 months, the indoor aquatic center. So it's kind of like a therapy pool. Residents are loving it. So there's no cost to use those. The fitness center is open 24/7, and the pool has scheduled hours because we need to have a lifeguard there at all times. Where it says amenities available also include, some of those are complimentary, and then some are there are charges for. So some, the dining room, there's a charge for the food. Somebody wants a drink, they can do that through the bar. There's a cost for that. The library and computers are open. Anybody can use those. There's no fee. Hair salon, there'd be a fee for that. Guest room accommodation. So if you came to visit, we do have 2 guest rooms. If they're available, it's $78 a night. So very, very reasonable. Everything else, other than the access to Spring Hill Internet and HD TV, everything else is, complimentary to the residents. Do you have any other questions before we get into the entrance fee explanations?
No.
Okay. All right, so we have 2 options for the entrance fees, and an entrance fee is a standard feature of communities like ours. I don't know if you've talked to anybody else about any options for your mom, but we are considered a continuing care retirement community, or a CCRC, if you've heard that acronym. So what that means is that the residents can move through those different levels of living as needed. So again, she might start here, and then over time, she may need Oakview, she may need personal care, and having those all on one campus is that's the definition of a CCRC. And like I said, a standard financial feature of the entrance fees, or of CCRCs, is an entrance fee. So we have 2 different options for the apartments. We'll start on the far right with a 50% refundable entrance fee. So upon move-in, the entrance fee is paid, and so for the Laurel, it would be the $259, $300 if she chose the 50%. What that means is that when she is no longer on the campus, she or her estate, whatever the case may be, would get half of that back. So it doesn't matter how long she's been here, 10 years, 20 years, it doesn't matter. She or her estate, when she's off the campus permanently, so she either, moves to North Carolina where you are, or South Carolina where you are, or, she passes away. So you're guaranteed to get half of that back. So that's one option. The more popular option, by far, I would say about 98.5% of our residents choose the standard entrance fee. Is a little bit different. So you can see that it's less upfront. The way this one works is it's amortized over 5 years, meaning, so for in this case it's 170,900, but we do have some discounts, and I'll tell you that once I explain how this works. So you pay the standard entrance fee, and then it declines. It starts to decline little by little each month, or the way I like to explain it is it's declining 20% per year because it's amortized over 5 years. So, for example, if she moved in, August of 2021 and decided she wants to be closer to you and moved, 2 years later in August, then 40% of that has declined, and she would get 60% of that back. So same example, but 4 years later, 80% has declined, and she would get 20% back. After 5 years, you don't get anything back. So you may or may not get anything back with the standard entrance fee. With the 50%, you're guaranteed to get half back. So it just kind of depends. And like I said, most people by far choose the standard entrance fee. And we haven't done any data, or we don't have any data on this, but my feeling is the reason people choose that is because in this area, the housing market is more aligned with those standard entrance fee prices. So people will sell their home, of course, to come here, and they'll just use the proceeds from the sale of their home to pay for their entrance fee. That way they don't have to touch anything, in their financial portfolio. Before I tell you about our discounts, do you have any questions about that?
No? That's getting a little clearer. Okay. That's good, right?
Yep, that's good. That's good. And I'll tell you, I'll explain to you why, for me, this makes a big difference. I'll tell you how the money is used that comes into our community. So we are a not-for-profit organization. Now, having said that, that doesn't mean we don't profit. We do. We have to. But that's how we stay here. So the monthly fee goes to the maintaining of the apartment, that each resident is in. And then the entrance fees get put into an account. And because we have to refund or may have to refund, a portion of it, of the entrance fees, we don't want to touch that because we don't know when that day will come. We don't have that crystal ball. So we put the entrance fees into an account. We leave that there, but we use the interest that we collect from those entrance fees for our operating expenses. So that means, keeping the grounds beautiful. And we hear over and over how beautiful Spring Hill is. We're on 45 acres, and it's so well maintained year-round. So it's, not only mowing the lawn, but snow removal. And just like a home, it needs fixed up, every so often. So it's, keeping it maintained, the building itself maintained. Staffing, we have housekeepers, we have dining staff. We have maintenance staff, we have our landscaping staff, we have our nursing, myself in marketing. So that's how we stay operational. If there ever is, if we ever have any extra money, that goes into an account, and we'll let that build up, and we'll use it for something that the residents would benefit from. So a recent benefit of that was we purchased a new van, a new vehicle, to get people back and forth from doctor's appointments and things like that. So it's all the, everything is for the residents' benefit, which is, it really shows in this community. I've worked at for-profit places before, and there's definitely a difference as far as approach to spending as it relates to residents. So there's a really a big importance put on resident satisfaction, and it's palpable. It's great. So that's the costs that are shown here. And then right now, I don't know. Do you think you have a time frame for? I know it's hard. You're just probably in the exploration stages right now, but ideally, do you have an idea of when you would like to have her make a move?
I would say, I don't know, a couple of months.
Okay, all right. That's good for me to know. If we were talking next year, then I would say, I don't know if these discounts would apply. But if you're talking, maybe before fall or right around fall, we should still be in good shape. So right now, we are offering a 10% discount across the board on all of the entrance fees. Let me get that sheet here. So instead of paying $170,900, she would get a discount of $17,090, and that brings that Laurel entrance fee to $153,810. So it's a nice savings. And then, let me look here at what I have available. We are also on some, okay, it looks like I have one. I do have one Laurel that we're offering a 20% discount. So that would bring there's so many sheets that are floating around here, so much different information. Where did that one go? So that would bring the entrance fee to $136,720. So a 20% discount changes that entrance fee from $170,900 to $136,720.
Now, if you find that she really needs a higher level of care than what we're talking about, do you still have to? Are the entrance fees the same, or for?
No. So if if we through this process determine that she really isn't appropriate for Oakview, then we would switch gears and we would just talk about that. So somebody that is not coming into the community by way of the residential options, they would come either to Oakview or Forest View, and the pricing there is totally different. So there's not an entrance fee, and I can email you.
Yeah, please, just in case.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so you have it, absolutely.
Yep.
Just making a list here of what I'm going to send you. So we have two different options. We have a studio and a one-bedroom. Out of our 34 apartments, 28 of them are the studios, and that's called the Bayberry. And then the Chestnuts, which is the one-bedroom, we only have 6 of them. So they are much harder to come by. So 9 times out of 10, when a resident is joining the community at the Oakview level, they're coming into the smaller style, the Bayberry. So that monthly fee is $5,598. There's not an entrance fee, but there is a security deposit equal to 1 month's rent. Now, just so you know, so let's say she comes, what is her first name?
Jean.
Jean?
Yeah.
So let's say Jean comes to an apartment and she's there for a couple of years, and then things are starting to happen and it's obvious that she needs that higher level, and so the transition will be made to Oakview. She would pay a discounted monthly fee on that. It's called the subscriber rate. So when you get when I email this to you, you'll see towards the bottom of the page, it'll say continuing care subscribers pay $22 less per day. So instead of paying $5,598, she would pay the subscriber rate of $4,929. So it's just over $600 per month. And, that adds up. It adds up to, I think I did the math once, it was over $8,000 savings per year. So that's another benefit of joining the community at the residential level. They pay less for the higher levels of care, and that holds true also in Forest View. So I'll send you that too, so you have all of that.
And what is Forest View?
Forest View is our healthcare center. So old term skilled nursing.
Okay.
So we do long-term nursing, short-term rehab, and we also have a memory support neighborhood there as well.
Okay.
So that's Oakview, and of course there is that's the price is higher because they are getting help with things like bathing, dressing, grooming, sometimes there's maybe some mobility issues or maybe some cognition issues where we might be prompting and cueing, supervising a little bit more, or wheelchair, escorting them in a wheelchair to the dining room. So a lot more is happening for the residents that they need help getting through the day. So that's what that's for. What else can I answer?
I think for right now, I'm starting to go into like information overload. So I think what I'm going to do is I will look for your emails and digest them, and then circle back and hone in again.
That's good. Yes. Yeah, definitely. It is a lot to take in, especially when you're not looking at it. I'm just kind of talking and you're not seeing everything. Will you be coming to Erie anytime in the near future, do you think?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, look this over, and then we certainly would want you to come in and, take a look around. I'll show you the apartment. Now, that one that I quoted you, the Laurel with the 20%, it's just the one, so I can't guarantee how long that will last, but at least we will have the 10% savings through the end of August. So real quick, what that would mean is she doesn't have to move in by the end of August, but you'd have to commit to an apartment by the end of August, and you get a 60-day time frame. So, and that could be extended. I'm not the one that makes those decisions as far as the discounts being extended, but if it wasn't, then as long as you committed to an apartment by the end of August, then she wouldn't have to make a move until around the end of October. So just so you know, time frame, how that works.
When would the clock start on something like that financially?
Sure. So let's say you come, I'm just pick a date. Let's say you come August 1st, and you see what you like what you see, and you put down a $5,000 deposit. That comes off the top of the entrance fee. She would sign the agreement, and that starts the time frame. That starts that clock ticking. So somebody committing on August 1st would be looking at the very latest, a early, I'd have to count out the 60 days, but let's assume it's right at October 1st. So on or before that. So if the apartment was ready and she wanted to move September 15th, then she could do that. The financial obligation would start then. So the financial obligation starts on or before that 60th day. So before move-in, they would pay the entrance fee, and the monthly fee starts when they are moving things in, or they themselves are here.
Okay. All right, Sharon. Well, thank you for your time. I do appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And
I'm glad you called. I'll get this out to you. Take a look, and then you'll have my contact information, my email address. If you have any questions, I'm here Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. Feel free to reach out to me. It is very confusing, and there's a lot to it. But we're here to help you sift through that.
Thank you. All right, Sharon. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon.
Thanks for calling. All
okay.
right.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, Nancy. Bye-bye.